How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're finally going to be concluding What If King Kai Taught Everybody Kaio-Ken. This scenario has been going on for over a year, and has been one of the most loved stories on the channel, and I'm super glad you all have enjoyed it. Today, though, we're going to be wrapping up this story with the last two arcs of the series currently. No granola yet, as the arc is still going on, but we'll get into that at a later date. If you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, that way you don't miss out on any other videos on this channel. As always, huge thanks to all of my amazing patrons, as without your support, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So, with that intro out of the way, let's finally conclude this series. We last left off with Goku and Vegeta training for an evolution of Super Saiyan Blue. They've managed to become insanely powerful at each of their blue Kaio-Kens, though that wasn't enough to defeat Jiren during the Tournament of Power. The only reason they're still alive right now is because the time thankfully ran out, but they weren't able to defeat him with their own power. Right now, they need to though, and have been trying to get an evolution to Super Saiyan Blue themselves to get even more powerful than Jiren. Luckily, they both have a chance to test out this power, as Broly has now arrived on this planet, thanks to Berry Blue and Kikuno. Even with no Frieza around, they'd still try to rebuild the Force, and Chilai and Lemma would take in Broly and bring him to Earth to defeat the other Saiyans. And hopefully they can get Frieza back too. Paragus would tell Broly to rush these other two, and the battle would begin. At first, the battle plays out as it does in the Broly movie, up until we get Blue Kaio-Ken Goku fighting Akari Broly. Of course, Broly, even in his Akari form, isn't a match for a Blue Kaio-Ken Goku, since Goku here is a lot stronger than he was in canon. It doesn't seem to be going very well for Broly, and since Frieza isn't here to kill his dad, he won't be going Super Saiyan that way. Though, there is a way for that to happen. While Broly is getting beat down on, Chilai has been held back by Lemma to interfere, since if she goes out there to try and stop him, she'll die. Though he can't hold her back for very long, as Chilai rushes out into the battlefield and goes to stop Goku from hurting Broly anymore. She jumps out at the wrong time though, right as Broly goes to send an energy blast to get Goku away. Chilai turns too late and is hit dead on by the attack and goes barreling towards the ground. Broly stops and flies down to see Chilai's unmoving body. Chilai is dead. Broly begins to explode in anger and rage of what he has done, and he becomes a Super Saiyan. Broly flies up towards Goku and barrels into him, sending him flying back. Broly has successfully turned the tide on this battle, and is now beating down on Goku, even with his Kaio-Ken times 50. Broly is dealing too much damage too fast, and Vegeta comes in with his own blue Kaio-Ken to help. Luckily, the two of them working together is enough to at least hold Broly off this time, unlike in canon where the two couldn't do much of anything. Broly's knocked back by the two Saiyans' brutal power, and begins to power up some more. Goku and Vegeta can't believe this. How powerful is this guy? Broly then ascends to the Berserk legendary power he did fighting Gogeta, and this is more than the two Saiyans can handle now. They're both beaten badly, and since Goku had never learned instant transmission in this scenario, they won't be getting away to get help. They don't need to get away though, as the other Z fighters could sense this battle going on. Gohan, Future Trunks, and Piccolo arrive to get the two out of there, and give them Senzu Beans so they can get right back up. Goku thanks them all for the help, but even with this newfound Zenkai, he doesn't think that they can finish this by themselves, as his power just keeps rising. This is when King Kai contacts the group telepathically, and says that they can't do this on their own, but he has an idea on how they can defeat Broly. Goku asks how they can do that, since they don't have a lot of time. King Kai says he contacted the Supreme Kais to come down, since they have an item that'll win this for them. Shin suddenly appears on the battlefield, holding out two Patara earrings of his. He says that if Goku and Vegeta both put these on, they can become the most powerful fighter in the universe, and be able to defeat Broly. The two don't know what he means by that, but they don't really have time to ask questions, as Piccolo, Gohan, and Trunks were all just knocked out cold by Broly. They both put the earrings on, and fly right towards each other. They collide, and the shockwave sends Broly back. He looks up and sees a whole new warrior in front of him, Vegito. Vegito looks at himself in wonder. This is what Shin meant by their powers being combined? Well, it's time to test out this new power of his. Vegito rushes Broly as a Super Saiyan, and Broly's surprised at how agile this warrior is. Vegito zips all around Broly and keeps taunting him to come and hit him. Show him who really is the strongest in the universe. Broly roars and fires a mouth blast at Vegito, which he dodges, transforms into Super Saiyan Blue, and lays a gigantic punch to Broly's stomach. Broly hurls blood as Vegito fires beams out of his fingertips in a barrage to send Broly away. Broly flies back and then rushes Vegito once more in a barrage of punches, but Vegito just folds his arms and blocks all the punches with his legs, asking if he's really trying to hurt him. Broly isn't giving up, and is kicked square down to the ground. A flurry of blasts fired upon him. Broly tries to get out of it, but these attacks are too strong. Once Vegito is finished, Broly stands up and powers up to his maximum power. He puts all of his power into a mouth beam, and Vegito realizes Broly's gonna kill himself if he doesn't stop this. Vegito powers up further, yelling out, Kaio-Ken, and stacking that upon his Super Saiyan Blue. He then puts his hands out and fires a final Kamehameha to match the mouth beam, and it rockets into the attack, bursting right through it and hitting Broly dead on. Broly screams in pain as Vegito detonates the attack, blowing up right in Broly's face. Broly collapses to the ground back in his base form, and walks over to him, putting his hand on his head to read his mind. He knew it. Broly wasn't a bad guy after all, just forced to fight by his father. Well, now he's not going to let this other Saiyan be bossed around anymore. First, he has to fix this though. Luckily, the Frieza soldiers already gathered the Dragon Balls, so Vegito summons Shenron and wishes for those killed in this battle to be brought back to life. Chi-Lai sits up and wonders what happened. She thought that she died. Vegito tells her that she did, but he brought her back, and he hopes that she won't make him regret it. He then hears a ship launch into the sky, and sees Berry Blue and Kikino leave them behind. He goes to stop him, but he suddenly diffuses back into Goku and Vegeta. Shin, who was watching, is confused, as the Grand Supreme Kai just told him that the fusion was permanent. That's odd. Goku and Vegeta talk to Paragus, letting them know that they're not bad people, and the sins of the father shouldn't boil down to the sons. It's hard for Paragus to just let his hatred for Vegeta go like that, but he doesn't have a choice, as he knows if he doesn't comply, these two are more than strong enough to stop him. Paragus gives in, and he and Broly are taken back to Capsule Corp. Hey everybody, sorry to interrupt the video, but guess what? I'm moving up in the world of sponsorships. This video is sponsored by Fandomian, who sells some really cool anime and manga merch, and a bunch of other cool merch for some pretty cool prices. If you want to get some cool outfits and a bunch of other stuff for an even lower price, then make sure to click the link in the description down below and put a discount code DAMON for 5% off your order. Again, that's code DAMON for 5% off of your order. Hopefully, you won't regret your purchases. Now let's get back to the video. Goku and Vegeta are able to befriend Broly since his mind is all calmed down now, and thankfully, Chi-Lai and Lemo stuck around too to calm Broly down further. Without Broly needing to be afraid of his father, he's a lot happier now. The shock collar is gone, and since Goku and Vegeta can join together to stop Broly before anything happens, they don't really need to worry about him raging out. The two are also intrigued about Broly's Akari form, as it seems to be the evolution of the Grade 8 power condensed into base form. It's pretty neat. The two don't really need this form since they're so far from the Grade 8 roots and the godhood, but maybe they can help Broly perfect his power even more, and maybe get him to evolve alongside them. They don't force him to train all the time though, as Broly doesn't like fighting, but he has a great time with the others like Goten, Trunks, Future Trunks, and Gohan. It's nice for him to have actual friends now and not just his abusive father. When Broly does train with them, this is exactly the kind of power they've been looking for to help them evolve Super Saiyan. Since Vegeta's been getting a good fight while in Blue Kaio-Ken from a Saiyan who is only in the regular Super Saiyan, it gets him angry enough to transform and achieve Super Saiyan Blue evolution. Goku and Broly are super impressed with this power, and Vegeta is pretty proud of himself for finally being able to one-up Kakarot in the transformation department. Goku thinks that this new form is great, but not really for him. An evolution of Blue that seems like the Kaio-Ken is perfect for Vegeta for raw power, but he likes to rely more on his agility and skill in a less bulky fashion. He's still shooting for Blue too, and he knows that if something like evolution is possible, then Blue 2 should be too. They all continue to train more and more, and this time, they aren't interrupted by Mirror arriving to the planet. Why? Well, Mirror went elsewhere instead. He went to the world of the Kais to speak to the Grand Supreme Kai personally. How is the Grand Supreme Kai still alive? Well, if you remember back in the Buu arc of this scenario, Beerus released all those who were absorbed by Buu, and this included the South Kai and Grand Kai. They weren't discovered originally at first by Beerus since they'd been absorbed for so long, and they're beginning to fade into Buu as to be truly a part of him. Before Beerus erased all of Buu, he took a piece for himself, and him along with Whis managed to get the Kai's bodies back in full, freeing them from Buu, and then destroying that piece once it was finished. The Kai thanked the God of Destruction for freeing them, and Shin is really happy to see his old Kai teammates again. Beerus says he didn't do it for Shin as he was still mad at him for dying to Buu, but they can't be the only universe with just one Kai, so he needed to restore balance somehow. With the Grand Supreme Kai back, Mirrors would of course hear about it, since he's an angel, and would of course go ask him for help to seal Moro away. The Grand Kai would be disgusted to hear that Moro is back, and will gladly go along with the Galactic Patrol to put him away once more. Since Boo never split into his good or evil halves either, the Grand Kai has all of his godly abilities intact, since no evil Boo ever harnessed it for himself. Using the Kai's crystal ball to track Moro, they discover he's going dynamic, and once they get there, Moro is shocked to see his old nemesis, and attempts to kill him before he's able to have his magic sealed again. He's not alone though, as the South Kai and Shin are there as well, to back the Grand Kai up, and hold off Moro long enough for the Grand Kai to use the Kai Motoru, and seal Moro's magic within him once more. Since Moro this time didn't really have that much magic to begin with, as he was old and not at full power, having what was left of it sealed within him once again actually is enough to kill him, and he dies due to not having any strength left inside him anymore. With Moro's death, the Galactic Patrol thank the Kais for their help once again, and say that it's great to have them back and doing their jobs once more. The Kais thank them and return back to their realm. With Moro dead just like that, we can end that arc there. I know, crazy, right? The Galactic Patrol prisoners are left as prisoners, since Moro wasn't able to use any wishes to break them out, so they're just left to rot. Without 7-3 breaking out, that means Granola won't be assigned to go and collect him, so that arc may not start without 7-3 being around to instigate it. With Moro avoided on Earth, the Z-Fighters can continue to train in peace, and even unlock new levels of power. Vegeta is able to achieve Kaio-Ken on top of Blue Evolution, and Goku is able to achieve Blue 2, and is working his way to Kaio-Ken on top of that. And with all the help from his friends, Broly is able to master the Ikari form, and work his way to going Super Saiyan once more. With all of our heroes being super powerful now, since everybody, even Chaozu, has an immense Kaio-Ken power, I think it's safe to say that they're all pretty well protected from any threats in the future. And with that, we've come to the end of this scenario. I know there wasn't like a gigantic battle for the fates of the world or anything in the end, but realistically there wouldn't be, since all of our heroes are so powerful now that nothing can really hurt them. Even without a gigantic Moro battle, I still hope you guys enjoyed this series. It was a lot of fun to put together from beginning to end. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really do hope you stick around for the other series I have on this channel, as there's a lot of stuff I'm sure you'd like. Well, until we meet again guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you later!